back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, you had these big bands with these slow violins, and you know, it was all chill and calm, and that's what was popular. Nowadays, it's like all this crazy shit, and your brain has no choice but to be overloaded, even if you enjoy it.
Hip-Hop.de, ich zeig den Jungs jetzt Celph Titled und Apathy, was Guarana ist. Sieht auf jeden Fall aus wie eine verpackte Droge. It's like a brown powder thingy.
From Guatemala.
From Guatemala.
It's like hash or something.
Yeah.
You know what? You get it from like the bio store, like the stuff.
Damn, this looks like something illegal. The way.
No, it's not at all. I just have like this big packet at home, and I didn't want to bring it all.
You got a whole brick.
Yeah, man. I can't, like, because I can't handle like coffee and Red Bull.
If you touch it, you start.
Oh wow.
And I just dip it like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You want some? It makes you a little awake.
All right. Man, I feel like this is a drug deal.
No, it's not.
Like
Snort it. Snort it. What if he snorts? No.
Yeah.
What if he snorts it?
Yeah. How many keys can I get?
You can get it all if you want. I mean,
right.
I hope it'll make you a little
All right.
more awake.
Bouncing off the fucking wall.
Because you guys have been awake for 36 hours. I mean, it's been 37 probably now that you've talked for an hour.
It's roasted in the sun. I just performed, and you know, I'm
It's
from
been pretty
Florida.
awesome. Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I was in the front row and I was like, damn.
Yeah, I'll get roasted for the fans, so it's all good, man.
So where have you been? You've been at hip hop camp last night?
Yeah, we went to hip hop camp last night. We went to Estonia, we went to Copenhagen, we went to Berlin. When we did Copenhagen, when that started, it was like nonstop after that. Like it was like show to the train station, to the airport, to the next show, it was just nonstop. So that's where all hell broke loose in Copenhagen. So
When was that?
2 days ago.
We're lucky we get to, like, we're able to string together some shows, because it's like in the summertime in Europe, they mostly just only go to festivals.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's hard to get club dates, but
We hardly have any concerts and stuff in that time. It's mainly festivals.
Why is that? Can I ask? I've never.
I mean, it's like because we have so many festivals that people would not. I think I just wouldn't go to a concert when I know that like next week I can see like 10 times. Yeah, 10 times of the acts for like, I don't know, 1.5 times the price or something.
I see. I understand now.
So I probably think like that. Was DJ illegal with you all the time?
Yes. Yeah. He did.
When we do Europe, illegal rolls with us, but back in the States, we usually use our States DJs.
So he's from the Snowgoons, which is a German producer team, and you've worked together with them already. You did a song together, you two, and the Snowgoons.
Oh, yeah. Many things.
And I mean, how did that happen? I mean, a German producer team, and I mean, Il Bill even worked together with the Snowgoons and stuff.
Well, I'm gonna say, I was one of the first people to work with them as far as international. Like back in 2003, they contacted me, and we did a joint called Who, What, When, Where, and it was their first vinyl that they put out. It was the B-side of their first vinyl. So the history goes back since about 2003, and he ended up going on tour out here. And what was it? Was it 2007 when you first?
Yeah, 2007. Exactly, 2007. Yep.
And he linked up with Illegal like that, and it's been on ever since. Like, we got deep history.
I mean, it's like a pretty obvious question to ask after that one, but do you listen to German music, or is it just like, okay, the Snowgoons, you work with them, that's it?
I don't listen to anything I can't understand, and that's no disrespect. They could have dope flows, dope voices. It's just if I can understand, I don't see the point in listening to it. But I do recognize that it's dope. But as far as the Snowgoons, you know, Sick Nature raps in English. He's dope, and the beats are incredible. And the ill thing about the Snowgoons is that they're like the only dudes that I know who are respected and known back in the States, as far as, you know, people consuming them and being fans of them like they're fans of our shit too.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I mean, how about DJ Premier? I mean, you did Stop What You're Doing. I mean, he was here yesterday, you know that?
Preem?
Yeah, Primo and Royce the 5'9" were here yesterday.
Prime.
And exactly. And I was asking Royce the 5'9" how it was for him to work with Primo. I mean, being a living legend, more or less. And then, I mean, you guys are not as young as Royce the 5'9", but you guys are young too. How was it for you to get to know Primo? How was it for you to work with him?
Royce is older than us. Royce is older than us, for real.
Is he?
Yeah, no disrespect.
All right, I'm sorry. I
He's
think
an OG.
I have to say.
Not too much OG, but like he probably got a few years on us. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Preem is working with Preem is so dope. It's beyond a dream come true because Preem is by far, like no question, my favorite producer of all time. And the dope thing is that I became friends with him. So Preem is now my homie. Preem will call me just to shoot the shit with me and see how everything's going. And it's surreal to me. It's crazy to me that somebody who I idolize that much, who's a god to me, you know what I'm saying, is like that big of a deal. You know, it's cool with me now. So
he always plays my records. He always plays Apathy's records on his show. Always showed love, and you know, we're blessed to have worked with him. We work with him. We got 2 beats from him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, stop what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing and Worst Nightmare on the Demigodz.
I mean, did you work on the beats together, or was it like he looked at your style and then he made a beat for you guys?
Well, I think for Worst Nightmare that was more the case, but on the first beat, we gave him a lot of input because I know App was speaking to him, and we were real adamant about we didn't want it to be kind of like not in a bad way, like, you know, Premier has a signature sound.
I was gonna say that it sounds really different to what he usually does.
But he's known for doing different. Like if you listen to the Gangstar albums, not all those beats have per se the signature sound. So we wanted to get kind of like that, kind of like offset.
Hard to earn. Like I told Preem I want some like old crazy hard to earn sound and shit and something to rock a crowd. And Preem goes, yo, you know what? I'm just gonna give you something real fucking crazy. And so he made it from scratch, and it was the first time he used those signature drums, the big beat drums. So that was the first time he'd ever used those in his career, which was a ill thing.
So did it help him as well, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to go say that.
I mean, it has over 1 million views on YouTube and everything.
Of course.
I mean, you know, and another dope thing is Preem would do sets. Preem would go off and, you know, tour, be in Europe and Texas, and people were hitting me up like, yo, Preem plays Stop What You're Doing as the first song on his set. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. That's amazing. So
that's pretty cool. I mean, you guys have been working together for ages as well. Early 90s, am I right?
Late 90s.
Late 90s? All right.
Yo,
and
she thinks we're way older than we are.
Yeah, like
maybe.
Did the sun get us?
I was gonna say it's like just the time that you've been awake for such a long time, and you know the sun and everything.
We look old right now. That's what she's saying.
You were born
1979.
79, yeah.
36.
Yeah.
He's 36. Yeah. You realize that some of these other
rappers
are like,
you know that, but Royce the 5'9", he looks like he's like 25 or something.
Black people are blessed with better genetics. They literally have better genetics. I'm white. I'm gonna look so old so fast because we have worse genetics. We have recessive genes. Black people have way better genetics. They look younger for way longer.
I'm sorry to offend you guys.
Nah, it's all right.
Right. So you've been on the road to get. You've been on the road together since the late 90s?
Yes.
As you just said, what do you really hate about one another? Like, what really pisses you off?
It's never. First of all, we don't ever argue. Like, we're like best friends. We don't ever beef with each other, which is super rare, even for friends. And little things that'll annoy me is I don't smoke weed. So every time he's got to go smoke weed or do something, I'm like, man, fuck your weed. Like, it's so important. You got to go smoke or whatever. And the only reason it annoys me is because it'll hinder whatever I got to do, you know. Or the only other thing that bothers us is food choices, because I got to eat real healthy. I'm forced to, and he just wants to eat what he wants to eat, like to be comfortable. Like, yo, this is just what I want. So that's the only time that we get annoyed with each other.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like, I'm more punctual. Like, you know, I'm not saying he's not about his business or whatever, but like he said, you know, earlier, it's like I'm on point with the business. I'm kind of real set to a schedule. What time we got to be downstairs, I'm gonna be down there. He's a little more lax. I may have to knock on his door quite a few times, you know, not too much, but he likes to sleep or get his rest, and I don't blame him, but he's a little too, like, he'll set his alarm. If we gotta be down at, like, you know, 10 p.m., it's 9:59, his alarm. Like, I'm gonna get every last second of sleep like a goddamn asshole.
I gotta rest. You gotta rest. You gotta be.
Feel you.
That's it, right? That's the realness.
I wanna rest too, but I'm about my paper, man.
I got my paper too. You know what? Here's the thing. And you know what? We don't ever notice though how on point we are until we go on the road with somebody who's new and young and they come down mad late. Cause I will never be late. I will never miss a flight. You know, I will never miss anything. But it's that we've been on the road sometimes with a couple dudes who will be late to shit, and it's like, yo, you're fucking up, man. You gotta be on point. So it's crazy.
Do you think your attitude has changed over the years? In that way as well, like being more serious about shit?
Like, just look, after you do this for so long, like in the beginning, shit that we would like take, or shit that we would be like, oh well, whatever, this is all right. Now we're the crankiest, like, asshole, like
oh, the room isn't the type of room we want. And it's not even being a prima donna. It's like, yo, I shouldn't have to deal with this shit. I could be home right now chilling with my family, but I'm out here on the road, so at least handle your part of the deal to the people who bring us here. It's and Royal Arena is fantastic. They go above and beyond the Call of Duty of being amazing. But some places that we go, the person doesn't uphold their side of the deal. We come in and provide our side of the deal. We do what we're supposed to do. So when we go certain places and things aren't right, or things are fucked up and it messes up our life, we get pissed about it, as opposed to back in the day where we wouldn't care. We'd be like, whatever, who cares?
Like we feel, we paid our dues. We put up with all that when we weren't as popping as we are. We were the openers or whatever. That's just part of paying dues. But now, like, we're not prima donnas, but
get your shit together. You say that to the people. Yeah, absolutely. So what was the worst story about like in that perception?
What's the worst we've ever? I mean,
or like maybe not to bring you back in the bad mood. Like maybe the funniest.
Oh man, I can't really think of anything right now.
We've been put into some like crackhead hotels and stuff that we had to be like, nah, like, yo, we're not staying here. Like, I went to a.
Were they selling stuff like in my?
Montreal. We went to a hotel and we got checked into a hotel and we go into the room. There is motherfucking 6 used condoms on the floor and on the bed. The bed is messy. There's shit all in the room. Not literal shit, but there's just stuff everywhere. And there's fucking 6 used dirty ass condoms all over the ground, all over the bed and shit. We were like, what the fuck? So we went back down to the desk and got it straightened out. But that was just shit like that.
That was fucking horrible. How do you react to that? I mean, like, what?
He saw it.
We just like, we are
like
not,
really.
Like I feel like I'm owed some money back for having to be subjected to that. Like, you need to comp my rooms and give me some money. Like,
do you not feel like unappreciated with stuff like that? I mean,
well, they don't know. A lot of times you go to these hotels, they don't know who we are. They don't know who damn Chris Brown is. Sometimes they don't know who they're like some old people in some country. They don't watch MTV or whatever, so it's not like they know. So don't take it personal. It's just
Oh man, I'm so sorry for that.
This microphone is hysterical. This is like one of those joke microphones where they do the interviews and they go, excuse me.
Yeah.
That's what this microphone. This is a motherfucking lightsaber. This is like a baton that you beat people with.
Yeah, right. We gotta try to like put the special after effects.
The Star Wars, yeah.
Fucking hope so.
You guys have that technology.
I hope so.
Edit that in afterwards.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'll be like really embarrassing just doing this right now.
But at least put the sound effect.
What job would you have if we weren't a rapper?
I would either be working with people with mental disabilities because I have a real soft spot in my heart for them, or I would be doing something with oceanography, trying to working at aquariums or doing something to save sea life. I'm really big into nautical things and aquatic things and oceanography. That's my 2 things I would be doing.
I heard that you have ADHD. Is it ADHD or attention deficit disorder?
We're joking. It's not that serious.
Oh, really?
I was diagnosed with it when I was a kid.
Got it.
It's mild, but I had it when I was a kid.
He's like, I don't have it. He's like, yes, he's got it. All right.
It's mild.
All right.
A little bit.
Because we have this problem in Germany right now that all the people are giving their kids Ritalin.
Oh, see, listen, here's the thing. I was born in 79, and later on when I was in school, I was the first batch, the first like test generation to receive Ritalin. And they misdiagnosed me, and for some reason the Ritalin made me zombified. I was like a zombie. I was just out of it in class, and I had this math teacher who I didn't get along with, but she saw me looking like a zombie in class, and she had another teacher. She goes, you know what? This is ridiculous. So she had another teacher watch the class. She took me by the hand and brought me down to the principal's office and goes, you need to take this child off of this medication. This is terrible. And she rode for me even though her and I didn't get along, but she saw how fucked up that drug was. So
pretty awesome because the French psychologist who actually said that ADHD needs a drug called Ritalin, he said when just shortly before he died, he said that this is fucked up, and he made it up for the
pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, kickbacks and profit and everything like that. They're trying to have people on so many medications, and I mean, there's people who go out and they're salespeople who purposely pitch to these doctors, and doctors get kickbacks. Doctors will be like, oh, you should try this, because the more medicine they give you, certain type of medicines, they get a percentage.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
not in Germany, not necessarily, but
in the States, in the United States, it's crazy. I mean, they're making money off of selling certain type of prescriptions and making you believe you need that.
Fucking crazy. But,
Absolutely.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't
It's
know.
money. It's all greed. All greed.
That's the problem. I mean, you were talking about the attention span that we have right now with the technology and everything that we have. I mean, I think that children that we have, they suffer from that. And then they are diagnosed with ADHD or ADHD.
I think it's more than just a chemical thing that's going on in people. I think it's a thing that is being subjected to us, because if you look at it like this, all right, if you look at an old black and white commercial from the 1950s or 60s, it doesn't move. It's just a woman standing in front of a stove and she's talking about her brownie mix, and that's it. Nowadays, when you watch a commercial, it's zhoof, zhoof, all these images coming in and out, all these words, these musics, flashes to 30 different angles. Your brain and your neurons and your neural pathways are working overtime. Even the music, back in the day in the 50s and 60s, you had these big bands with these slow violins, and you know, it was all chill and calm, and that's what was popular. Nowadays it's like all this crazy shit, and your brain has no choice but to be overloaded, even if you enjoy it. You know, it just sets a different mood. It's like that study where they played plant life, classical music, and then they played plant life, heavy metal music, and it had different effects on it, you know, biologically.
I mean, I've heard you have a little baby girl.
Yep.
How are you going to work against that? You know, against that from happening to her?
To give her as many activities as possible. We're going to bring her down to the ocean and have her get really excited about nature, and have her get excited about, you know, reading and certain things, and just limit other shit. Like, a lot of people let the phone or television be the kid's babysitter, and we're just going to limit that. We're going to limit her exposure to a lot of things, and we're also not just say, hey, you can't do this. We're going to provide her with alternatives. Like, hey, let's go kayaking. Let's go. I'll teach you how to fish. You know, you can learn to sail. You can do, you know, whatever. Do exciting things that'll get her interested and stimulate her and give her that stimulation she's going to need, without having to just sit there mindlessly droning out on technology.
Bill Gates didn't even give his own kids like technology. Was it Bill Gates or was it Steve Jobs? I don't remember.
Maybe
one of
Steve
them.
Jobs. I don't know, but that was smart. Probably Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that shit is poison, man. It's poison to the brain, and
But you still do it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm addicted to it. I'm
Same.
horribly addicted to it.
Getting back to music, you just dropped Weekend at the Cape.
Yep.
What's your next plans for like solo plans?
I'm gonna follow up. I had a 4-disc compilation called The Catalog that I dropped in 2006. So it's long overdue. I'm gonna do a sequel to that, and it's gonna be another 4 discs. Basically a collection of rare songs, freestyles, collaborations, and
unreleased, self-titled, unreleased material too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do or a separate release that's a lost tapes. But beyond the old music, I've got an album in the works called Fresh Prince of Hell's Lair. I've been working on it for years now, but I keep revamping it and changing the ideas or whatever. But in the meantime, we got other projects. Me and him are doing an album together. We're doing a Demigodz album with the Snowgoons. So we did 2 Army of the Pharaohs albums last year. So I stay on the mic, you know what I mean? But I may not. I'm real extra picky about my solo work.
I was gonna say, you seem like you're just very critical with yourself if you
Yeah.
say that you keep reworking on the album.
It's just detrimental to me though, man, because the fans just get pissed. They're like, yo, we give up, man. We waited for you for this long. Like, but I promise I won't disappoint y'all, so.
Ihr habt es gehört. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely.
Hip-Hop.de. Ich bin Helene.